Namaskar friends. Today Dr. D.N. Sansanwal sir is with us. Now I'm inviting. Welcome sir, please.
Thank you. Okay, dear friends, thank you very much for your kind observations and your appreciation and all that. And I always try to come down to the level of my participants and my fellow learners. So therefore, if by chance I am not, please do point it out. And if you need anything, you can ask me, I will try to do it. Okay, dear friends, I have already completed one. Now next is on Pearson Rho. And you know the assumptions of the Pearson Rho, that one is that the data are not normally distributed. This is one. Then another is the data must be on ordinal scale. So if your data are on nominal scale, you cannot use Pearson Rho. So they must be on the ordinal scale. The third, if the data are on interval scale or ratio scale, you may convert it. You may convert it into the ordinal scale. Because the data on the higher scale can always be converted into the lower scale. But the data on the lower scale cannot be converted into the higher scale, because the higher scale data are strong data and lower scale data are weak data. So your strong data can be made weak, but your weak data cannot be made strong. So therefore, these are the assumptions. And let us have one title, and then let us try to use the statistical technique to analyze our data. So Kraj, if you cannot mute your mic, I cannot help you. So let us have one title. And before I come to the title, let me share with you the data which I have. Now, this is the data which I used earlier also. And you have seen that this particular data are on interval scale. Okay, and I will show you that it does not satisfy the condition of normal distribution. So distribution is not normal. Therefore, you cannot use parametric statistics. Now, which variable do you want? Any two variable you name. Here is self-efficacy, emotional competence, burnout, and resilience. So give me the name of any two variable you like. And then I will write the title and objective and corresponding hypothesis. So tell me the name of any two variable. I'm waiting for your answer. Give me name of two variables, not one.
जी सर हो गया.
I do not have the data and you cannot have ICT and academic achievement because ICT is discontinuous variable. Sonal Thakur. So that is a wrong one. Type of school and self-efficacy cannot be because both variables must be continuous. Okay, let us have. Majority of you are saying burnout and resilience. So suppose a study of burnout in the relation with resilience of teachers of government, senior secondary schools of Guwahati. Suppose this is the title. And if this is my title, then let me have one objective. That to study the correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. Now, how many discontinuous variable do you want to have? Dr. Archana, I do not have the data of the emotional competence. No, I have the data of the emotional competence. We will do it, no problem. So tell me, which one do you want? Do you want the gender and the types of schools? So I can do something like this to study the correlation between burnout and resilience of male and female teachers. Another, if you want, I can have to study correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools and private schools separately. Another will be that female teachers working in government schools and private schools separately. So let us see how do we do. And now I'm writing the hypothesis. So let us see how do we formulate the hypothesis. There is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. Then another is, there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of male and female teacher. Then another is, there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers. Resilience of male teachers working in government schools and private schools separately. And then the fourth one is that there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of female teachers working in government schools and private schools. So these are my hypotheses, and I have the 4 objectives. I have written 4 hypotheses. Now let me go to my SPSS. So this is my data, and let us do for the first objective. So I go to analyze, and then I go to my correlate, and I go to my bivariate. And in the bivariate, you know, the Pearson is highlighted, and Kendall's and Spearman is not highlighted. Now I want to analyze of Spearman, then I may remove Pearson. If you want to activate all 3, you can activate. It does not make a difference. You will get the answer. You will get the 3 correlation values, which will be different. So therefore, you want partial, and you want between burnout and resilience. So you can shift them on this side. Lakshmi, if you want, you can have alternative hypothesis also, but you will be only testing one hypothesis at a time. You cannot test null hypothesis as well as the alternative hypothesis, because alternative hypothesis will be the directional one, and for that you need one tail test. And for null hypothesis, it is the 2-tailed test. So if you want to formulate the alternative hypothesis, there is no harm. You can formulate the alternative hypothesis perfectly correct. But then your statistical technique will change. And in many of the statistical books, it is given that you write both. That is technically incorrect. Because if you write both, then you have to analyze your data both ways. by using one-tail test as well as two-tail test, then what do? So therefore, if I have formulated the hypothesis in the null form, and I will be analyzing the data with the help of two-tail test. No, Sukhramji, no. I am first of all analyzing the data for the first variable, first objective. And the first objective is to study the correlation between burnout and resilience. Okay. So let us see. So let me see what my first objective is. In the first objective, I do not have anything like male and female. So Mr. Sukhraj Singh, in the first objective, I do not have anything like a male and female. So therefore, what you are suggesting is wrong. Okay? All right. So do as I am saying. So you shift both burnout and resilience on the right-hand side dialog box. And then you can highlight the spearman. And in the options, there is nothing because all are inactive. And here you can see test of significance, a two-tailed test. Because I have formulated hypothesis in the null form. And if you formulate hypothesis in the directional also, then which one will you use? One tail or two tail? You can't use. You have to, if you have only one form of the hypothesis, then you can decide whether it is two tail or one tail. So these are some of the things which are given wrongly. Now I have already, if you want to test the normality, it is the same data which I took last time, and I have already tested the normality. If you want to test the normality, let me test for you. You go to analyze, go to descriptive statistics, then go to explore and click here. And you can shift both the variables on the dependent list. And here is a plot. In the plot, here is a normality plot. So you highlight it. I hope you have understood up to here. And then you continue. And then you continue. And now you can see here, this is your test of normality. That the burnout, here this is the statistics 0.114, and it is significant. That means your distribution of burnout data is not normal. It is not normal because this is significant. And this is Kolmogorov syndrome. And another is a resilience. Here also, the value is 0.107 and it is also significant. meaning thereby the distribution of burnout is not normal. Also, the distribution of resilience data is also not normal. So the condition of the Pearson Rho is satisfied because the data should not be normal, and it is not normal. You can see Seprio also. Both these are the tests. You can use anyone you like, or you want to use both, choice is yours. So therefore, the normality condition I have already satisfied. Sunita, I have explained. Have you understood now? Sunita. Sunita, have you understood how to test the normality? Once again, all right. You go to analyze and then go to descriptive. You can note it down. First go to analyze, then go to descriptives, and then go to explore. And now you click here. Now you want to find out whether the distribution of burnout and resilience, these are my two variables, where their data are normally distributed or not. So you can shift both the variables under dependent list. I hope you have understood. Now go to plot. And in the plot, factor levels together, they are pre-highlighted. Don't bother about it. Now here is a normality plot with test. So you highlight it. And now you continue. And now you continue. So this is your result. That you are burn out, the statistics is 0.114, and it is significant at 0.01 level. If the value is significant, the meaning is that the distribution of burnout data is not normal, and the resilience data is also not normal, because it deviates from the normality. So the data of the burnout as well as resilience are not normal. This is for the Colmegro, Simro, and if you want to see Shaprio, Wilk also, it also gives you the same answer. So therefore, I'm closing it by saying that the data which I have taken are not normally distributed. So the condition, Krishna, I am explaining beta. If it is one variable, you do one variable. What is there? If any case, one variable is significant and another is not significant, then also you can use non-parametric. No problem. Gangwade, you can use it. So, Sukhraj Singh, I hope you have understood. If there are two variables and one variable is not having normal distribution and another variable is having normal distribution, it does not make. Still, you can go ahead with it because it is a non-parametric statistics. In non-parametric, because it is a weak statistics. So no problem. But you cannot go to parametric because parametric, you have to have both variables to be normal. Krishna, I have already explained how to test the normality of the data. Have you understood or not? Mr. Krishna, if you are listening to me, please tell, oh, you have understood. Okay, thank you very much. Now, Archana, for assessing, not measuring, for assessing burnout and resilience, there are tools. So the tools are available. You have to have those tools. Ramanand, I have told you that when your data are on interval scale or ratio scale, they can always be brought down to the ordinal scale. And when your data are on the interval scale or ratio scale, and they do not have the normal distribution, then you cannot use parametric statistics. So you have to go to the non-parametric statistics. It does not matter whether your data are on interval scale or ratio scale. Now, when the calculation will be done, automatically the software is so designed that it will convert the interval scale or ratio scale data into ordinal scale by giving the ranks. So that's perfectly correct. Nothing wrong in that. You don't worry about it. Is it clear now? Okay. So we go ahead. Now, I have seen that the data are not normally distributed. So I cannot analyze it with the help of product movement correlation. I have to go either to the Kendall's law or to the Spearman. Now, Kendall's law is a strong statistics in comparison to the Pearson. Pearson statistics is little bit weaker than the Kendall's law. But if you want to use the Spearman, you can use, or if you want to use candle straw you can use, no problem. So let us go to the correlate and then go to bivariate and click it here. Now you want to find out the correlation between burnout and resilience. So shift them on the variable, under variable box. And here the Pearson is highlighted. Now you may deactivate it and activate only Spearman. If you want to activate all three, you can activate, no problem. But then what is the sense? You will be confused. So I have only one. So I deactivate and I have Spearman I have activated. And since it is a two-tailed test is already highlighted, that means I have formulated my hypothesis in the null form. So null, it is a null form. It is not null hypothesis. It is null form of the hypothesis. So I go here and this is my correlation. And yes, I wanted to show you other thing also, that you see your variables. This is the burnout and it is not on the straight line. If it would have been on the straight line, then your distribution would have been normal. But if some values are above the, this straight line and many values are below the straight line. So that means they are not on the straight line and therefore not normal. So you have seen from the graph also as well as from the test also. Now this is my correlation. This is the correlation value. So you can note down the correlation value and then I will tell you how to interpret. It is minus 0.886 and here significance is 0.000. So that means it is significant at 0.01 level. And here n is 300. So 300 minus 2. So my DF is 298. So I have noted down this and let me go to my Word file and then write the interpretation. So this is my first objective. And as I told you, this will be on in chapter number 4. 4.1 will be introduction. 4.2 and 4.3 I have already consumed last time. So it is 4.4.0. That makes it the 4th chapter, 4 main heading. And therefore here it is correlation. Correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. And then I say the third objective was to study the correlation between burnout and resilience. The data of burnout and resilience of teachers are not normally distributed. Thus, the correlation is computed with the help of Pearson Rho, and the results are given in table 4.3. So this is my table 4.3. Let us insert the table 4.3. So here it is variable. Here it is Pearson Rho. And here it is remark. If you want, you can write, you don't want to write this, then you insert this is Rho coefficient. This is the symbol which I have taken from the symbol. Now here I can write. My variable is burnout and another variable is resilience. And here it is minus 0.886. Now, if you do not want to write remark, then you can put double star. And if you want to write remark, then you can say P is less than 0.01. And here you can see the Pearson correlation . Pearson Rho correlation coefficient between burnout resilience of teachers. Pearson Rho. You need not write correlation because Pearson itself is that, all right. It is correlation only. So Pearson Rho coefficient between burnout and resilience. If you do not want to write Pearson, you can say correlation coefficient between burnout and resilience of teachers. And whether it is product movement or it is tau, you can see it from here, rho. And now the interpretation is very simple. From table 4.3, it can be seen that the Pearson Rho coefficient is minus 0.886, which is significant at 0.01 level with DF equal to 298. Or you can say it indicates that there is a significant negative correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. No, Acharya, it is not Pearson, it's not Spearman. Pearson product movement correlation is another statistical technique, which is a parametric statistical technique. And Kendall's tau and Spearman, these are the non-parametric statistical technique. So just try to understand that. So if it is a Pearson, no Sukraj, for reliability, you do not have Spearman. For calculating reliability, you do not have Spearman. There the data are strong. So you have the product movement. So it's not a Spearman. Spearman is very, very weak statistics. So when you have the weak data, then you cannot analyze it with the help of a strong statistics. So it indicates that there is a significant negative correlation between burnout and resilience. Thus, the null hypothesis that there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. Age. What should I write? Is rejected or is not rejected? So it is rejected. So the hypothesis has been tested. John, you are writing, sir, if it is Spearman, why call it Pearson Rho? It is not called Pearson Rho. It is called Spearman Rho. Please understand. It is Pierce. Oh, that means I am writing it wrongly. It is Spearman Rho, not Pearson. You are very right. Thank you for the correction. It is not Pearson, it is Spearman. It is Spearman Rho. I have written here also. I hope here I wrote it correctly in the beginning. Yes, it is it is Spearman. Here also I wrote it wrongly. It is Spearman. So it is not Pearson, sorry. Pearson product movement correlation requires data to be continuous. Means your data must be either on interval scale or on the ratio scale. So thank you very much for helping me to correct. It's not Spearman, it is Pearson. Oh, sorry, it's not Pearson, it is Spearman. So please make corrections. So it is Spearman Rho. And then is rejected. So now further, the Spearman Rho coefficient is negative and high. Is negative and high because it is 0.8 and you know 1 is the maximum. So it is 0.886. That makes it is 0.89. And 0.89 means approximately 0.9. That means a very, very strong. So therefore, further, the Spearman Rho is negative and high. So it indicates a strong negative correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. So this becomes your finding. Or you can say it may be said that there there is a strong negative correlation between burnout. So from here to here, it becomes my finding. Now, I have another objective. So therefore, if you want to write your finding, you can copy this and you can write and this becomes German finding. So if you are proceeding systematically, then it is not very difficult to write the finding. It comes automatic. Prashant, it is your choice. You can use either Kendall's Law or Spearman Rho, but the Kendall's Law is stronger than the Spearman Rho, and both are non-parametric statistics. So if you want to use a stronger one, then I will recommend the Kendall's Law. Assumptions are the same. Both belongs to the non-parametric statistics. But only the thing is that Kendall's is more strong. It is stronger than the Spearman. That's all. So it is up to you to decide which one you want to use. If you use any one, it's perfectly all right, nothing wrong in that. Now, it is 4.5.0. Let's take another objective. Now, do you want me to take male and female, or do you want me to take male teachers working in government and private schools? Which one do you want? Or do I do both? Okay. So let us say this is my another objective. So this is my fourth objective. Oh, sorry. To study the correlation. Now it is the objective. So the fourth objective was to study the correlation between burnout and resilience of male and female teachers. The data of burnout and resilience of teachers were not normally distributed are not normally distributed. Thus, the data were analyzed with the help of Spearman Rho. And the results are given in table 4. It is 3, so 4.4. They'll say 4.4. So let us my dear Sunita, last class, in the last I have taken the two objectives. So I'm continuing it with that. So if you want, you can say objective 3, objective 4. If you want to say objective 1, objective 2, it's your choice. It's not very difficult to understand. I'm just seeing the continuity. Because when I took the second lecture, where I talked about the candle stop, there I had taken 2 objectives. So therefore, because of that, I'm writing like this. But if you want to write, it does not make a difference. Okay, so now we go to our data. And now, since I have to calculate for male and female separately, so I first go to data and then I select the cases. So note it down. I go to the data and then click on the select cases because I want to select cases on the basis of gender. So I go to select cases and I click. Now here it is all cases. I don't want all cases. Once I want only males. Second time I want only females. So now I highlight if condition is satisfied. And I click it here. Now I want to filter the cases on the basis of gender. So I'll shift the gender here and say equal and they say 1. 1 is the code for male. So therefore I've written gender is equal to 1. That means now I will have the data only of male teachers. So I say continue and I say continue. And now you can see your 1 data are filtered. They are 1, 2, they are out. So wherever 2 is written, against it, it is 0. So this are filter out. So only gender data, now they are available. So I go to analyze, I go to correlate, I go to bivariate. And then Spearman is already highlighted. I say okay. And this is my result. You can see the result. For the male it is minus 0.829. and it is significant at 0.01 level, and DF is 148 because 150 minus 2 is 148. Yes, in the objective, Srivastava, we must write separately because I want to do analysis for male and female separately. Your objective number 1 is combined. There I did not segregate the data of male and female. But in the second one, I have an objective where I want the correlation between burnout and resilience for male and female separately. So that is why you have to write in the objective. Okay, we go ahead. So this is the correlation coefficient for male teachers. It is minus 0.829. And it is significant at 0.01. And DF is 150 minus 2 is 148. Now let us do the analysis for females. So I go to data, I go to select cases, I click on if, and in place of 1, I type 2. So when I type 2, that means now it is the females, because the 2 represents the female. So I say okay, and I say okay. Now you can see it is the data only of the females, because against male it is 0. That means male data are filtered out. Now we go to analyze, we go to correlate, we go to bivariate, and Spearman is already highlighted. We say okay. So this is the result which you have got, and it is biased. It's a very, very surprising thing that for the female also, the value is exactly the same. It is minus 0.829 and DF is 148. But 150. So you can see this is for the female minus 0.829, and for male also it is the same thing, minus 0.829. It can happen. There's no doubt about it. So now let us go and analyze our data. Now here I have said gender-wise correlation. Gender-wise correlation between burnout and resilience of teachers. And now here let me So here is gender. Let us take it on the next page. So this is gender. This is males. This is female. Here I am saying variable. Variable is burnout and resilience. So I say burnout, and then this is the resilience. And here is Rho coefficient. I am copying from here. And here it is minus 0.829. And this also the same. And this is significant, 0.01. So you can copy and this. So both are same. Now you say here gender-wise. Gender-wise, Spearman Rho coefficient between burnout and resilience of teachers. Now, the Spearman Rho coefficient for male teachers is minus 0.829, which is significant at 0.01 level, with the DF equal to 148. And here I should say wide table 4.4. It indicates that there is a significant negative correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers. Thus, the null hypothesis that there is no significant correlation is rejected. Now further, the Spearman Rho coefficient is negative and high. Is negative and high. It may be said that there is a, it may be said that there was a negative, high correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers. So this is this becomes your another finding. So if you are writing the finding, then you can write another finding is this. And now you can copy and paste, and in place of male, now you write the female because it is everything is the same. So you can say the Spearman Rho coefficient for female teachers is this, which is significant at this level with DF this. So it indicates that there is significant correlation between, negative correlation between burnout and resilience of female teachers. Thus, the null hypothesis, there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of female teachers. Is rejected. Further, the Spearman Rho coefficient is negative and high. It may be said that there is a negative high correlation between burnout and resilience of female teachers. So that becomes your another finding. So this becomes your third finding. Because many times people ask me how to find out the finding. Now it is very easy. You have not to do anything. Now you tell me that I have another two objectives. So for which objective do you want me to do it? I have done first, I have done second, I have completed these two. Now do you want me to take third or fourth? Which one do you want? If I do third, fourth, you can do it yourself. So tell me which one do you want? Okay, I'm doing the third one. So this is my third. So this was my 4.5. So I say 4.6. It is types of management. Types of management wise correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers. So the fifth objective was to study the correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools and private schools. The data of burnout and resilience of male teachers are not normally thus the data were analyzed with the help of Pearson Rho were analyzed with the help of Pearson Rho thus the data of male teachers working in government schools and private schools were analyzed separately with the help of Pearson Rho, and the results are given in table 4.5. So here is type of school. Here is variable. Here is row coefficient. Now, Navita, if you want, you can give the percentage, no problem at all. You can give the percentage in both the cases, no problem at all. Because it is already high, so percentage commonness is also high. So Navita, if you want to write, you are right, no problem at all. And so this is the row. I'm just copying. So I'm just copying this. And making that table ready for the interpretation. And here it will be government schools. And here it is private schools. And here it is your one out. And here is your resilience. So let me make the font size small. So that it comes on the one page. Yes, it has come on the one page. So let us now analyze. So now we go for analysis. So I first go to my SPSS. This is my SPSS. And I want male working in the government schools. So I go to data, I go to select cases, and then I click here. And for gender, I want 1. And I want one more, so and. Now I am selecting on the basis of management. And space management equal to 1. 1 makes government schools. So now I first use filter and let me filter out. Now you can say this is the male teacher and working in the government school. This is also male teacher working in the government school. These are female teachers working in the government school. So it has been filtered out. So now I go to analyze, go to correlate, and go to bivariate. And Spearman is there. So this is my data. Now this is the correlation between burnout and resilience in case of male teachers working in the government schools. You can see a gender is 1 and management is 1. So this value is minus 0.874, and it is significant. And here DF is 60 minus 2 is 58. So now you can note it down. I go to data, go to split cases. Your gender remain the same. Now school I am changing as 2. So I made it at 2. Now continue and continue. Now you can see the data that I have this is male and he belongs to the private schools. This is another male belongs to the private school. This is another male belongs to the private school. This is a female belongs to the private school. So it is filtered out. So now you go to correlate and everything is there. You just say, okay. So this is your value. So this value is it is minus 0.238 and it is significant at 0.05 and DF is equal to 90 minus 2 is 89. So you can see it is 0.024, that means 0.05. So I hope you have understood now. So let us, I have noted down and let us go to my one. Now here this value is minus 0.874 and it is significant 0.01. So you can say P and you can copy it here and you can put it here and this is 5. And this P is small. And this value is minus 0.238. So these are the values. Yes, it is 88. And now here, type of school. Type of school wise, Spearman Rho coefficient. Spearman Rho coefficient between 1 out and resilience of teachers. Now I can say that from table 4.5, it can be seen that the Spearman Rho coefficient for male teachers working in government schools is minus 0.874, which is significant at 0.01 level with DF equal to 58. Now, here you have not to write in the bracket wide table because you have already mentioned table. So it indicates that there is a negative significant correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools. Thus, the null hypothesis that there is no significant correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools is rejected. Now, if you want to write the percentage of commonness, then you have to square it and multiply it by 100. If you want, or if you do not want, because it is 0.87, it is high. So you can say that further, do you want percentage commonness or not? If you want, you can write, no problem. If you don't want, you may not write. So tell me, do you want? If you want, then I calculate fast. Okay. So we can have a so it is 0.874 multiplied by 0.874, and it is multiplied by 100. So this comes to 76.387. So 76.39. Further, percentage of commonness. The percentage of commonness between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools is 76.39, which is high. So it may be said that there was a significant negative high correlation between so it may be said that there was a significant high correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in government schools. So this becomes my finding. So similarly, you can write for the male teachers working in the private schools. So let me write for you. I am copying and pasting. Now I'm saying from table it can be seen the Spearman coefficient for male teachers working in private schools. Private schools is minus 0.238, which is significant at 0.05 level with DF equal to 88. It indicates that there is a negative significant correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in private schools. Thus, the null hypothesis, there is no significant correlation between this working in private schools is rejected. Further, the percentage of commonness between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in private schools is. Now you have to multiply 0.238 So multiply 0.238 by 0.238, again multiplied by 100. Then the answer is 5.66, which is low. So it may be said that there was a significant negative low correlation between burnout and resilience of male teachers working in private schools. So that becomes your another finding. So the way I have done for male teachers, the same way you can do for female teachers, absolutely no problem. So I hope you have understood it. Any question you want to ask? Any question you want to ask? And tomorrow, I am going to tell you how to analyze the data with the help of chi-square. And day after tomorrow, I will take up Mann-Whitney U test. So if you want to read, you can read the chi-square as well as the goodness of fit. And then we proceed further. So thank you very much for joining. Stay safe, keep learning.